Welcome back to Science Arena Academy. Before I start today's class, I will use this opportunity to appreciate every one of you that subscribe to my channel to make us get to 1,000 subscribers. I really say thank you so much. I promise to be giving you a good content that will surely boost your morale in education. Thank you so much. Now today, what I'm going to be bringing to you today are some aspects of motion that we notice some questions in JAMB that is always given to us, but many students have not come across this topic, and even though we might have even come across the topic, but it sounds somehow new to us altogether. So today I'm going to be talking about physics of Earth's motion. Earth's motion. Now we're starting with Earth's motion. Now the first thing is, what do we mean by Earth's motion? You see, sometimes your knowledge is always tested when it comes to JAMB on what's Earth's motion. What do you mean by that? For example, I have a body that is starting from point A, from here, it is going towards point B along this direction. All together. Now, I know the body is covering the distance from here to here to points, let me say M here. The time taken to cover this distance, let me say is T. If we assume, now okay, the body will move from here to here. Now from here to B, the time to move from A to B is equal to T. But we want to know if it takes the body T seconds to move to B altogether. Now, how many seconds will it take the body to move? Now, it will take the body how many seconds to move from here to here? Now, you see, let me use numbers so that we can get what I'm trying to say here. Now, this is what I'm trying to say. If the distance from A to B, the time taken for that distance is only 2 seconds, and from A to M, the time taken is 1 second. All together. Now, what we mean by Earth's motion is that what is the distance that the body covered at what? As in the distance the body covered from M to B. That is what we need. Now, majorly questions are always asked about this. Now, we normally call the distance from M to B as the what? The distance at the last seconds. Distance at what? Last seconds. Now, normally they can ask you about calculate the total distance covered by the body in its last second or in its third second. Now, when I said in its last seconds, if the time taken from here to here is T, and the time taken from here to here will be what? T minus 1. So the distance in its last second simply means the distance from point M to what? Point B. All together. Now, how do we now go about calculating this distance? We can calculate the distance from here to here as x. The distance, okay, st. Distance from A to M as st minus 1. What about the distance from M to B? We don't know. To get that distance, we can easily say st, distance you take the body to move from A to B, minus distance you take the body to move from what? A to M. Now, before I continue with my class today, if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click on that subscribe button that is found below, and also click on the like button to like my video and share with your friends. Now, if there is anything that you're getting confused about this topic, drop a comment for me in the comment box section below. I'll surely attend to your question. Thank you so much. Now let's continue with our class today. Now I want to talk about what? The formula for calculating N seconds. I'm sure most of you have seen a question like this. Find the distance covered by a body. Find the distance a body covered in third second. Now, we have to find the distance the body covered in what? In third seconds. The difference between these third seconds and saying 3 seconds. Now, when they say third seconds, they are referring to the distance the body covered between when the time taken is 2 seconds and when the time taken is 3 seconds. That's what I mean by what? You have to calculate the distance the body will cover when the time taken is 2 seconds. And when the time taken is what? 3 seconds. Find the distance between the two times. That's what you have to find. Now, how do we go about this? Now, as I'm saying earlier on, let me try to start it with this so that we can understand. Now, assuming I have this, point A and what? Point B. If the distance from point A to point B is x, now the time taken from point A to point B, let's take it as n. The time from A to B is taken as what? N. Now if I have a point between A to B, let me take that point as point M. The time taken from A to M, let's take it as n minus 1 altogether. Now that's the time taken from A to M as what? N minus 1. Now we want to find the distance from A to B, distance AB will be taken as Sn, and distance from A to M, from AM to be taken as Sn minus 1. What is the question that they are asking us? We want to find the distance the body will cover in the last seconds. Where is the last seconds? This is the last seconds here. From M to B, point M to B can be taken as last seconds. Now that last second now depends on the time given to you. If the time taken from A to B is given as 3 seconds, altogether, when I say calculate distance covered in the last seconds, we should know that if this one is 3 seconds, then this one should be 2 seconds. Why? Because the time taken is what increasing in a natural order. Simply means I have the first initial is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. This is how the time is increasing. So if you are given a time of 5, we have to find the distance covered in the 4 seconds. That means we are referring to this time the body will cover when the time is 4 seconds and when the time is what? 3 seconds. What is the difference between the distance? Altogether, now the distance covered in the 5th second simply means distance is covered in the 5th second and distance is covered in the 4th second. Find the difference between both of them. That is what we call it, the nth motion. Now, from here, I'm going to be taking a look at this. Now, we want to find the distance covered between M to B. Distance the body will covered from point M to B will be equal to distance the body covered from point A to B minus, this is N, and this is the time taken is N, so minus the distance the body will cover from point A to N. Now, let's take a look at this. Now, taking a look at equations of motion. Now, we have 4 different equations of motion, but one of the major equations of motion is x. For a horizontal motion is x equals ut plus half at squared. Now, if you want to know more about this, you can cross-check one of my videos altogether. Go to my channel and cross-check a video that explains about equations of motion. I'll be dropping a link for you in the description box about each of these, so to learn more about equations of motion. Now, from here, I have my x is equal to u, where this u indicates the initial velocity and the time taken, and then my a is my acceleration, and this is the time. Now, don't forget that in this place here, I'm assuming that my time is taken as n. That's why you call it nth motion. Now, I'm assuming that, okay, my final time and my initial time, n minus 1. So if I substitute in this value here, I'll be having SAB to be equal to, using this same equation, initial velocity of the body remains u. Altogether, now, the time taken for A is n minus half A bracket n squared altogether. So I show that we're having un minus half an squared. That is this time distance AB. So distance AB is equal to un minus half an squared. Now let's take a look at distance AM. Distance AM will now be equals to u, using the same equation, u bracket, instead of t I'll be having n minus 1, and then I'll be having positive half a n minus 1 into square. So you can easily expand this. I'll be having un minus u plus half a. I think if I expand this that is here, I should be having n squared minus 2n plus 1. Should be having this. So if I expand this, I'll be having un minus u plus half an squared. Okay, half an squared, and then minus, okay, 2 cancel this 2. I'll be having minus an Then half a times this, I'll be having plus a over 2. Now, is there anything that can cancel out in this place here? I have an squared minus an plus a over 2. Now, so now find the distance covered in the last seconds. Distance covered in last second will be equals to distance that we cover is what? That is SAB minus SAM altogether. Then I think I can find something about this. SAB is UN minus half AN squared, and then S this, okay, I should be having this minus negative of all this minus all this UN, this SAM, UN minus U plus half AN squared minus AN plus half plus a over 2. So if you remove this negative, this is minus UN. I have UN minus half a n squared, and then minus UN minus U. Sorry, this is plus U. Minus half a n squared, then plus a n minus a over 2. What can we do next? I think UN minus UN is gone. I have minus half an minus half an squared. I'll be having minus an squared plus U, and then plus an minus a all over 2. Now, I think we've gotten towards one of our destination. So I can easily bring this by saying U minus an squared plus an minus a over 2. So the distance that the body covered in the last seconds can be given as this formula, U minus an squared plus an minus a over 2. Altogether, we can apply this formula to calculate the distance. But let's take a look at the question that is being set in JAMB altogether. And today I said I'm going to be explaining to you based on the question that is given to us in JAMB. That's how I'm fishing out the topics for you altogether. So today we start with the nth motion. Let me take a look at the question in JAMB about nth motion. Now, okay, let me try start with this. I might not be applying the equation, but one thing I want you to understand is it is not about the formula. One thing in physics is that you don't need to start memorizing the formula. Only thing that you need to know is how is the formula being derived. That's why I explained how to derive their formula. So you can easily solve your own without using their formula. Now let's take a look at the question that is here. I think this is set on physics, okay. Trying to check something. Okay, they said a body starts from rest and moves. Let me try to write it out. A body starts from rest and moves with uniform acceleration. With uniform acceleration of 6 meters per second square. What distance does it cover in the third second? Now, let's take a look at this question that is here. Now, I want to know the distance that the body will cover in the 30 seconds. What do you mean by that? What are we asked to solve in this place here? We need to know about that. Now, from here, normally, there is no time in JAMB, but we'll just try to analyze it from you, or you can just be fast with your analysis. Now, from here, we are given that a body starts from rest. Now, the meaning of rest position, whenever they said a body is starting from rest. If you see a question in JAMB, you said a body starts from rest. They are trying to tell you that the initial velocity of that body is equal to 0. Why? Because at rest position, the body does not have any velocity. So the initial velocity of the body should be equal to 0. Now I said, and moves with a uniform acceleration. Now take note on something. The function of this statement here, uniform acceleration, is trying to tell you that the equation you are meant to use are equations of uniform motion. Now, all this here equation v equals u plus at, v squared equals u squared plus 2as, x is equals to ut plus half at squared, then s is equals to u plus v all over 2 times t. These four equations are known as equations of uniform motion. I get uniform acceleration. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Although uniform motion and uniform acceleration are the same. Now, uniform acceleration, equations of uniform acceleration, that is the function of this. Now they said because the word uniform simply means the acceleration of the body is constant. So the acceleration of the body is given to you as A equals 6 meters per second square. Now they said what distance does it cover in the third second? Don't forget that I said third second. This third second never means that the time taken is equal to 3 seconds. Third second simply means the distance the body will cover when between third second, that means the distance the body will cover when between the time t equals to 3 seconds and time t equals to 2 seconds. What is the distance the body covered between time t equals to 2 seconds and 3 seconds? What distance does the body cover between that time? That's what we have to find. How do we go about that? You don't need to stress yourself about all this thing. The thing I want you to understand is, note that my u. Okay, sorry. So by using the equation of motion that relates distance to time, don't forget that in one of my videos I said, if you have to calculate for distance and you are given initial velocity and acceleration, and the time taken is given to you, note that you are going to find the equation of motion that relates distance with time taken. Now, this is the equation we are going to use. But note, whenever they are talking about nth motion, I think that's one of the secrets of motion. Nth motion, their major equation that we normally use under nth motion is this equation. S is equal to ut plus half at squared. So let's try to apply it in this place here. I'll be having my s, when the time taken is equal to 2 seconds, will be equal to what? Now let's take that one as what? Let's take it as s2. Meaning when my time is 2 seconds. Now, I'll be having equation of motion. Don't forget that my s is equal to ut plus half at squared. But your u initially is equal to 0. So because of that, I can easily eliminate all this. I'll be left with half at squared altogether. So let's try to come back to this. That is half multiplied by, what is my a? 6 times my time is 2 seconds, that is 2 squared. So I think mathematically I can have 2 cancel 6, I'll be left with 3. 3 times 4, I'll be having 12 meters. So the distance the body covered when the time taken is 2 seconds is 12 meters. Now the distance the body will now cover when the time taken is 3 seconds will be equal to the same thing. Don't forget that your initial velocity is equal to 0 altogether because the body is starting from rest. So I'll still be having half times my acceleration is constant, that is 6 times, but my time taken in this case here is 3 seconds. Then I'll be having 3 squared. So the same I'll be having 3 times 3, I should be having 27 meters. Now the distance covered in the third second will now be equal to s3 minus x2. Distance covered in the third second distance covered when the time taken is 3 and when the time taken minus when the time taken is 2. So I'll be having 27 minus 12 meters. So this should give rise to 1 and 5. That is 15 meters. I'm sure that was really understand questions on this. Okay. So my distance here is equal to what? 15 meters, which is found in the options. Option A is equal to what? 15 meters. Now, these are past questions in JAMB. And another way that they can set this question for you, they might not use this note. I said something I want you to know there. I said Whenever they are talking about end motion, you only know about end motion. Their question is like this: what distance does it cover in the 3rd seconds? They can say what distance does it cover in the what 4th second? 4th second. Even though some time, they will give you time. They might give you the time taken is 10. Then I say what is the distance covered in the last? Okay, let me say a time was given to us here, and they said the time taken for the body is equals to t is equals to 3 seconds, or let me say 9 seconds. And I said if time is given to you and you want to use this end motion, they might ask a question like this: what is the distance covered in the last seconds? What is my last seconds? The reason why they use the word last seconds is because they've already given you time. So they expect a student to understand that when the time is 9, now last seconds simply means the distance the body covered when the time taken is 8 seconds and when that time taken is 9 seconds. What is the difference between the two distances? That is what we call last seconds. Last seconds. So they normally use this word last second if only you are given time. But if time is not given to you, just like this one here, there is no time that is given to us. They already said what they want. They said distance covered in the 3rd second. Sometimes they will say distance covered in the 5th second. 5th second simply means the distance that you covered when the time is 5 and when the time is 4 seconds. Are we together? So that is that for that. I'm sure that we really understand this. Please, if you have any question about this that you don't really understand, try to drop a comment for me in the comment box section below. I will surely attend to your comment. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching this interesting video of Source Arena Academy. We hope to see you in the next episode of this JAMB series. I will surely make sure that we are on the road to score high in JAMB. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to click on the subscribe button and also like my video. Comment on the video so that we have more people can see the video. Thank you so much.